Hi everybody, this is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. And in this video, I am very, very excited to speak to a new team member for one of the projects that I've been following that's all about privacy, all about security, and all about freedom. To find the best cryptocurrency investments, check out Token Metrics. Use my affiliate link for a discount. Safety and security notice. Please watch out for comments like this by scammers pretending to be me or other crypto YouTubers. Also, please follow me on bittube.video. You can also follow me on Odyssey. These are both censorship-resistant platforms, and every now and then I am going to post a video which isn't going to be on YouTube. Find me on these platforms. Hey, Adrianna, thank you so much for making yourself available.
Hi there. Thanks for having me on. Looking forward to chatting.
Yes, you are so welcome. Now, you are a new team member for Sentinel, and Sentinel is a member of the Blockchain Privacy, Security and Adoption Alliance. And these are 9 projects that all work together. They collaborate, support each other to promote privacy and security in the blockchain space. And I did say Sentinel, you're actually a new member of Exidio, which is a project that's promoting Sentinel, which is a decentralized project.
Yeah, so I just came on as the CMO for Exidio. Dan Edelbach, who's the CEO, brought me onto the team recently. Been there for about a month. And Exidio is a white labeling service and, basically a builder on the Sentinel network, which is a decentralized VPN network. And our core focus is our privacy over Web3.
Right. Okay. Now, you started, I think, about a month ago, but you've been in blockchain before. So what have you done before, and why are you with Sentinel, and what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, so it's been a really long road for me, and I feel prepared to take on this role. It's definitely a step up for me. I came into the ecosystem back in 2015 just as a blogger and kind of community manager, volunteering on different projects that I thought were adding value to decentralization. Back then we were all about decentralize everything and bringing all these new cool free marketplaces onto the scene, and that slowly transitioned into community management and a marketing mind. Just naturally learning about who is swimming in this market gave me kind of a leg up, gave me a lot of knowledge. I was hired onto a project called Cypherglass back in 2018 that I helped co-found, and that was an EOS block producer at the time. So we actually helped launch the EOS network, and that was an attempt at creating an IBC marketplace for new networks. And I learned an awful lot from that ecosystem, just really understanding decentralized networks, nodes, infrastructure, how all of these things played together, and then took a really strong shining to governance as well. And a few years ago, I was actually promoted to the CEO of that project, and have been managing it for a few years, still do. And just earlier this year, as the EOS ecosystem has started to really run into a lot of problems, I wanted to see what else was out there. And Cosmos really, really caught my attention. So I started discussions with Dan earlier this summer about potentially joining Exidio, and here I am today, as CMO, leading their marketing department, helping design promotions, helping design incentives for people to join the network, to come and earn the token, and really leading the way on educating and informing everyone that's in and outside of the crypto community on the value of Sentinel.
Okay. Now I want to go back. We're going to come to Sentinel and what you're going to be doing. I want to go back to something you said about EOS. Now, I have held EOS. I featured it a couple of times, but I don't really follow it. I don't have any EOS anymore. And you said it ran into some problems because it was a pretty major project. Do you want to say a little bit about what happened or what's happening?
Sure. So a little bit of background, just quick, brief history. EOS was one of the largest ICOs. I think it might still be the largest ICO to date. They raised about $4 billion. This was at the time Brendan Bloomer, Dan Larimer, who began Block One. They took that ICO funds, started Block One, which is a holder of over 240,000 BTC at this moment. And they transitioned a lot of that money in treasury management, and put it into BTC. Now, the problem with that is there hasn't been a revenue sharing plan for the ICO funds with the token holders, essentially. There's no real way to drive the value back into the EOS network. and it's facing some scaling problems at the moment. There's talk about adding staking to the network. There's talk about, adding rewards and things like that. But ultimately, the ecosystem is throttled and held back by a lack of funding to small decentralized projects. Whereas Block One has a DApp fund and a VC, we don't see them quite funding the smaller projects that would ultimately bring a lot of community value back into the ecosystem and drive developers to want to advertise and perform for that marketplace. So right now, that ecosystem's having trouble bringing in users because it doesn't have like a strong community wallet. It doesn't have a lot of these features that a lot of the other networks have by virtue of having something like a foundation. We're starting to see the beginning of that with Eden, that's led by Dan Larimer, but we haven't quite seen anything really come out of it or truly change the way consensus is formed on the EOS blockchain itself, which at this time is controlled by the top 21 block producers, where EOS is staked to them. And because it's kind of a interesting DPoS, delegated proof of stake consensus, they're having trouble, making sure that the validators that are in the top 21 are truly adding community value, because right now we have exchanges voting all their EOS tokens from their cold wallet into that network and being one of the top producers and being one of the top earners, but kind of leaving these other independent, validators out of the earning ranks. Right. So they have a little bit of a problem right now that could be solved. They definitely have the liquidity and market cap to solve these problems, but that ecosystem is definitely throttled at the moment.
Okay. And what was it you saw in the Cosmos network that's so attractive to you?
So EOS.io is a very strong software, especially for IBC. IBC being inter-blockchain communication that allows multiple networks to be set up on the same software and speak to one another to create less clogging of a network, lower fees, faster times. That's the problem that Ethereum's struggling with. So when I came across EOS and EOS.io, I really liked what I was hearing because it was going to allow multiple networks to scale next to each other without, driving down or driving up the cost of fees and time. So what I saw in the Cosmos ecosystem was a true use case and truly functioning IBC. I started to see persistence and DVPN and all of these things come online next to each other without compromising the time of transaction or the cost of that transaction. So when I see this, I see a true competitive free market in the right way versus the wrong way where that creates that kind of tribal nature, high fees, where the miners or the validators are really reaping all of the benefits and not sharing that with the token holders. Cosmos really does have ways for you to earn passive income, stake to earn that passive income, but also not be exposed to those high fees or low latent times.
Right. Okay. And one of the things I know happened with Osmosis Dex, which is a decentralized exchange on the Cosmos ecosystem, is when it launched a few weeks ago, people like myself who were early in started staking and using the Sentinel validator node. And the message that went out from Sentinel and the other nodes, other validators, is don't use Sentinel, decentralized, go to other nodes. So in a way, it kind of, that spirit is antithetical to what's happening, to what you described with EOS, where you've got this concentration of power with this cartel of 21 users.
Right. It's so nice to know that, and Osmosis is a perfect example of this, where it's the right kind of competition. It's the right kind of no, don't use them, use us, because there may be a value there. And not every stake is going to be right for everyone. Everyone has a different appetite for risk. So that truly allows the marketplace to choose what they feel is best for the network. And they know that it's going to support projects in the ecosystem that are adding value back in versus, just an exchange that's just taking rewards out of that ecosystem.
Yep. And the other thing I want to say from my experience of using the Osmosis Dex, I don't have any sense that I'm dealing with different blockchains.
Right. You have no clue that these are all different networks. It just feels like you're in Cosmos, truly, which is I think when you're building decentralized communities, as much as we don't like the word centralized, it is good to have a central cause and a central community that can build out purpose from there. So everyone's bringing, their passion in and feeling rewarded and feeling heard, instead of just like, oh, you need to be behind this one cause, kind of how I feel is going on something like EOS or Ethereum.
Yep. No, it's a sort of independent collaboration, all these projects,
Right.
because they offer different staking, different liquidity, pool mining, different incentives, and yet they still work together. Okay. So that's what appealed to you about Cosmos. So what about Sentinel?
Yeah, for me, you can't get closer to a cause and a personal mission than privacy on Web3. I'm living in a world where every day there's this new massive tech update, and when we're outpacing Moore's law at this point. So I want to make sure that the internet and Web3 is safe to use without any repercussions from state actors. And I think that Sentinel really is going to provide and lead the way in these decentralized networks being truly private and not holding your data against you. And maybe even in the future, paying for that permission data. I think that our data is the most important thing to protect. And if every one of us takes responsibility over protecting our data, then we are doing justice to Web3 and how it's being built. Web3 is the financial layer to the internet. It's going to be the most important layer to the internet. And if we protect that data and keep it safe, then Facebook and all of these centralized entities can't get a hold of it to use it against us, to sell us stuff we don't need or propagate causes that don't serve us. So
Yep.
for me, Sentinel was just a core cause for me as Adrianna that I want to come in and contribute to its growth, because we all make a difference. We all make a cause. It's what advocacy is really about. So for me, this is really putting putting my money where my mouth is, and actually taking a step to do that instead of just talking about it.
Yep. Yep. Very good. Very good. I completely agree with you. And I was in Pakistan a few years ago, and at the time, I don't know if so now, Telegram is banned. I don't know if it is now, but it was
Yeah.
then. So I'm like, well, how am I going to get in touch with all these projects and still run my channel and stuff? VPN.
VPN. You
VPN
absolutely
allows
need
me to
it.
access Telegram, and it wasn't so pressing, but in certain countries where governments are way more restrictive, and then they limit information, and information is what's going to set us free. So we know what's going on in the world, and we can make appropriate choices. So this is
Right.
what a VPN, and especially a DVPN. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so you've now joined Sentinel, as you're joining as a CMO. So what is it that you're going to do and you're going to provide, and what can we expect and look forward to?
Yeah, I think what I'm looking forward to bringing is this community umph. I think my gift, if you will, in this community is taking these super high level, technical, mumbo jumbo that most people don't understand, and really collaborating that down into something they can understand and feel passionate about. Nobody really understands what a node is outside of crypto, or unless you've run one. Even inside of crypto, I think people are iffy on what these things mean. And I'm looking forward to bringing a sense of clarity and passion behind them. Just relating that to what it could mean for them is so valuable, and adding that value propositions in those quick one bite statements that somebody truly understands what our project is about. So I'm looking forward to making it easier and more educational and fun in that process, while bringing a whole band of community influencers and community members with me that I think have been really loyal and really passionate about who I am as Adrianna, not necessarily what network I'm working in.
Right. Okay. And how are you going to do that?
I have a strong following on Twitter, and I have a strong grasp of what good content looks like and what it feels like. So we're going to be deploying all kinds of promotions and new content that are more captivating and more mission driven and more purpose driven than just tech driven. So really relating these things to causes rather than just the network itself or the tech talk itself, which I think definitely serves a community. You've got this developer community that needs to be taken care of, because without them, we're nothing. But you've also got users and developing a marketplace behind these things that creates value for everyone. So by bringing everyone in an educational capacity that gives them a reason to believe in us, like, hey, Web3 is the reason, that we're going to be able to be free from the state, and maybe not today, maybe not in my lifetime, but maybe in my kid's lifetime, that could really happen, and I can be a part of making that happen. Is how I want to entice people to come in and join us. And we're seeing that through our ambassador program, where you can earn DVPN for creating content, and that's a bit of a softer skill earning place that we haven't seen a whole lot of in our community. So I'm looking forward to bringing those rewards to content creators and mission-driven people, not just developers.
Okay. And any other examples you can give apart from the ambassador program, or anything specific about you're looking to develop, what it might look like?
Yeah. Right now, we need more crypto rich channels. We need more privacy advocates. We need more people that aren't just crypto centric. So if you have a cause that can use privacy, which I can think of very few that can't use privacy, you should come and talk to us in our Telegram channel about what your cause is, and see how we can leverage each other's vision and communities against each other to educate and promote on those things together. So I'm looking for content creators of all kinds, not just crypto, and I'm looking for writers. I'm looking for videographers, different kinds of softer artistic skill sets to come work with us. Send us a proposal, send us an example, because maybe we don't have a bounty that's set up right now for you, but we can definitely create one. So we're all ears for people to come share their mission with us and see how we can help.
Okay. Now, if somebody wants to come forward and, I don't know, write articles or make videos or join the ambassador program, I'll have the link in the description below. But is there any other, how would they contact you? How would they find out?
Yeah. You can contact me directly on Twitter. My DMs are open. That's Adrianna_MNDZ. Or you can go to our Exidio Twitter as well. Or you can find us on our Exidio or Sentinel Telegram channel. That's the easiest way to get a hold of us.
Right. Okay. And I shall have those links in the description below. And then, it's mostly, I suppose, what I'm hearing is users, individuals. You're not going to be
Yeah.
the business dev end.
No, I mean, I by virtue of just working in the ecosystem, I have a strong grasp on that. But I think my value is going to be best suited by just one-to-one bringing people into this ecosystem to earn DVPN, learn how to do that without too much of a technical headache, which I think our desktop application is going to help with greatly. But as we've moved on to the Cosmos ecosystem from the ERC20 network, we've transitioned into a paid model. So there's ways for you to earn DVPN, so you never feel like you're actually using your own money to render our VPN service.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Anything else you want to let us know? Anything we haven't covered that you think is important for people to know?
No, I mean, I think people should definitely get more involved and educated on the Cosmos ecosystem as a whole. Definitely don't stop at just DVPN. Definitely go check out all the other projects, because there's some really cool stuff happening, and we all play really well off of one another. So if you're interested in DVPN, you may want to check out, Osmosis, and look at holding that token to be able to start accessing more of the ecosystem as a whole in Atom and Cosmos.
Great. Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much. And hopefully at some point soon, you'll be back on my channel, and I'm going to be following this project. And I hold DVPN. I invite you, if you're watching this, to go check it out. Go join the Telegram group, go through Medium, do your own due diligence. And whatever you do use a VPN. And I recommend a DVPN. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Adrianna signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.